424. Fourth time trying on the 8th. This is hard. That's all I can say. This is really, really hard. Because I'm so out of it. Again, I just can't. It's waking me up all the time. When I'm in a dream, it just says I can't get back into my body or something. I'm just, oh my God, this is so hard. It's getting harder and harder. I don't know what the fuck, man. God damn. And it's so, and then, like, she can start crying at me, and I'm asleep, and I'll be like, kind of start to come out of it, and then, I'll tell her, be quiet, stop it, and then I'll just be right back, just conked. And then, so it's like this pulling me, and then pulling me out, but it's like, I can't, it's like I'm still there, kind of. Even my eyes are feeling like nothing feels coordinated. Everything feels disconnected inside of me. So it's so difficult to try and function, try and talk. So anyways, this is the fourth time I've started. So let's see if we can keep this one going. Oh my God. So I'm just gonna start talking about shit now. Let's just start with my motherfucking hair. Like, don't be expecting me to be in a good mood. Like, I'm fucking out, man. I am. Oh Jesus, I'm out of it. Fuck. You know, I've had 2 cups, but I'm not drinking caffeine. Like, I don't know. People use coffee to pull themselves out of this. I don't even know. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't even see how that would work. I don't know that. I don't know that I've ever had. I don't know if I've ever had so much of this. I mean, obviously when I had kids, I got woke up all the time, but I don't remember it feeling like this out of it. But then you live a couple years like that, especially if you have kids, and then another one, then another one. It's like years, which, you know what? Every fucking time I hear shit about Utah, every fucking place is its own reality, man. Every place is its own reality. They try and put us all into this umbrella that we're all, the United States of America. No, we're not. We're a bunch of fucking realities under your control. But Utah, dang, man. Everything I hear, like, this, I don't know, their sister wife swinging, pedo, fucking selling, like, what the hell? That, God damn. I don't know if any of y'all live in Utah, but Jesus Christ, things that, I don't know, places. It wouldn't surprise, I mean, if all this stuff is, I would just say it wouldn't surprise me if something big is going to go down in Utah, because this is a changing the energy. And they can fucking go through the church and say this is normal and shit, but it's not. It's not. It's not God's way. So, whatever. Everybody's gonna find out here soon, because this is a changing of the guards. This is a changing of the energy. And the thing that is interesting to me is the scientist said yesterday, like, there's some people talking about this. There's so many things, like, being talked about. But this is definitely by certain people being talked about. As the scientists put out that the ocean has suddenly changed directions. And it's the current is going the other way or something. So, and we're in this time where the energy is going to flip and go the other way. So it's like, is the ocean turning, and we're in the energetic, the the momentum of the turn. And so, which I know it's all, we're all connected through this whole thing. So, anyways, the scientists are saying that it's turned and it's going towards Antarctica, and it's going to melt the glaciers or whatever, the ice wall. Like, I said a long while ago that, I mean, I think when I first started this, I said, I think that the ice wall and the firmament, because the firmament's holding the waters, it's separating us between the other waters. Because everything is essentially like water, and it's just like a plasma. It's, I don't know, you'll see. So God, this is gonna be rough, man. The water's turning, and they said they've been finding salt water or something in Antarctica. Well, you're telling me there was not salt water? Isn't it a part of the ocean? Like, what? So, what? Then, like, what? The glaciers are all freshwater? Like, what the hell? God, this place is so fucking much, man. So ridiculous. So, the water current turning directions when our whole world is going to turn directions. And so, as the world begins to turn directions, I take notice. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So the water is turning directions, and it's going to melt the ice wall, and our waters are going to rise, and the people, are going to go in another direction, and there's going to be something significant that's going to happen. But like I had said a long time ago, that the ice wall was going to melt. I thought, because it is a boundary for us. It's a containment, like. And it's like an energetic containment, but our energy is changing, and so the walls are coming down. It's so weird how everything is micro macro, because people's walls are coming down. Everything is representative of everything else. So yeah, and then I see it like this pattern of growth, this natural pattern, because everything is connected. And it creates a pattern, and it has its own momentum, its own movement. Oh, yeah. And everything of every type of energy plays out in its own pattern. So we're in a pattern on all different levels. And God, my stomach. Oh my God, that's another thing too. Which I saw this video right before I started too, about this guy who was talking about the attacks on our body, and and I had said, they're attacking our gut, and I said it is where you absorb nutrition, is in your gut. And so I was seeing the attack as being to make us sick, because they, that's how they make money off of us. And everybody's guts getting attacked, which in Portland on the 4th, they did get sprayed with a green gas. A girl, I saw a video of a girl who, she's really sick, and she's like, does anybody know what this gas is that they sprayed on us, this green gas or whatever? And I saw people saying things in the comments and stuff. But it's not good. And she said that everybody's super sick. So they said they were going to do that, and they always pick places. And, and who knows how many other cities. There's so much going on everywhere. I mean, they flood in fucking North Carolina again. But what did I say? When these people were all like, everybody keeps trying to stay in these places. It's like the universe, the earth, the universe is pushing you in a new direction, and you plant down, and it's like you got to get more in the rhythm, the groove of life, man. So fuck, man. North Carolina's being hit again with another flood. The Texas flood's fucked up, but it's not near as much people have died at that one as this other one. But it's still super tragic. I mean, all these things are super tragic and super sad, but it is, it is the life journey that different people came in to experience. Oh yeah, and I'm getting all these, like, I don't know, like these little bumps all over. Uh, which I swear to God, there's government bugs or some kind of um uh, other dimensional bugs or something. Because you can't fucking see them. They bite you and shit, and you can't see anything. It's like, what the fuck, man? And there's something living in here with us. Like, I'm so, oh God, I'm so burnt out. I'm so ready to just fucking, I want a fucking bed. I want a fucking rooms. I want my clothes hanging up. I was just like, God damn, this is, sometimes you can just be like, what the fuck, universe? And it's like, it's everything is timing. Everything is timing, and you got to just go with the flow, and it's peace with the pace. It's like, fuck, dude. So anyways, this guy on the gut thing. So I've been thinking, about them doing that, but the way he said it was, he was talking about how they have disconnected people from themselves through, attacks on their pineal gland, attacks on their gut, because your gut instinct. I was like, oh, so it's a whole nother level of the attacks on the gut because they want to keep people disconnected. His thing was really good, the things he was saying about how they, got people to think about logic and evidence and stuff rather than following their instincts and their gut, because that's, and I'm, being somebody who follows my instincts in my gut is the I can testify that you seem like a weirdo, crazy person to other people. Like, and the amount of control that people try and have in this world, like they think they're really controlling shit, and then they're frustrated when things don't go the way that they want. It's like, cause you're not controlling shit, dude. Like, you're not controlling the world. You're not tricking it. You're not tricking your guide. You're not surprising God. None of that shit. It's like, I can't believe some of this shit. And these people will be like, putting themselves off as they're spiritual and stuff. And they're like, and God, but you're tricking God. God's so surprised this morning by, you figured this out. It's like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, there's no fucking surprises. You may be surprised. This God character's not. The universe isn't. It's like, god damn. But I was looking up about the lemon balm, and that's one thing. The lemon balm has a whole bunch of benefits, and I had heard something when I had decided to take it. It was something about the gut health, and so with all these attacks on my gut, I was already has got problems. It's had problems ever since I was little. So, them attacking it just makes it worse and worse. And so, but I'm still able to listen to my gut, and and it's loud. That's true. It is loud. And so the I'm telling you, this is so, I can't get it together. Oh God. Fuck, I'm out of it. But if I after I finish this, I gotta go walk them. I mean, I won't be able to take a nap and try and pull myself out of this for hours. And it's taking hours and hours and hours again to download. It's like it's frustrating. Yeah, everything's kind of frustrating right now. Oh my God, fuck. So this world is frustrating. Okay, so the lemon balm. The lemon balm has a whole bunch of benefits. It also is a mood thing and a cortisol thing and fuck, I can't even remember all the benefits. There's a bunch. I'll share the video. It shows a bunch, or you can just look it up. Just look it up. But lemon balm has a whole bunch. It's a wide spectrum of good things about it. So it's another thing I just started. So we'll see how it goes. There's a whole bunch I have in my cart that I was going to order tomorrow. I can't even remember all the things because I'll see videos talking about all these benefits. And if it has something that I have going on, then I'm always like, oh, and I'll listen and stuff. And then I'll be like, well, I'm going to get that. I'm going to try that. And so, and then I was thinking, man, you shouldn't probably try so many things at once so you can tell which things are working. But really, there's such a benefit to all the different things. It's like, well, I'm gonna get some benefit somehow. Like, so, anyways, now I'm on day 2 of the lemon balm. And there's a lady who, she's one of those herbalist girls, and she said that tinctures are the best. Oh, yeah, because I'm getting the B12. But there's a couple other things. And I'm getting some dog yeast stuff. Um, I had gotten some stuff that Amy had told me for gut health. I got to go through and read and see if those ingredients are in the same stuff as the yeast stuff, because it was saying the yeast stuff, and I think that I think Stella has like this vaginosis or something. She's got some, stank problem. So I thought, well, it could be yeasty, so I'll try that. But oh yeah, and also uh, the um, the corporation of bullshit, of control, it doesn't give a fuck. So this, especially Walmart, fuck those bitches. Like I fucking, God, I swear to God, when I mean, there's one thing when it was Kmart, but then Kmart was fine and dandy. Like back in the day, God, I mean, you weren't excited if that's where you got your school clothes, but that was where a lot of people got their school clothes, was Kmart. We didn't have tons of stores like this. There was like Kmart, Montgomery Ward, Sears, J.C. Penney's, and to me, if you went and got your school clothes at J.C. Penney's, like, you're fucking classy. Like, what the fuck? I think I got most of mine at Montgomery Ward's, but which is, I mean, they were all kind of similar. Kmart was it was more had a lot of stuff at the store, but it also had good prices and stuff. So, um, it was cool. Walmart is not the same as those stores. Walmart is, because the, there are shenanigans. So this girl was all tore up, and she was crying online. She said that they went out to the park and had a picnic, and this little kitten came out of the forest, and they were playing with it. It was so cute. So they left and went home. So then they went the next day to go have another picnic or something. And so they went in the same place. This little kitten comes out again. And so they're like, well, we're taking this kitten home. And so they took the kitten and they went home. The kitten was covered with fleas. So the lady decides to give it a flea bath. And so she gets this stuff at Walmart. She, it's like a total legit looking shit sold on the shelves at Walmart. And she gives this kitten a bath. Within 2 hours, it's like unresponsive laying there. And so she rushed to the ER vet, and they took him in and were trying to work on him. She said 3 o'clock in the morning, she got a call and said the cat's in coma. And she was just distraught. She's just like, but she had found out, it must have been on the phone with the first one, because she gave the cat another bath with something different. She said soap to try and get the stuff off. And then the vet did it again, gave another bath. And so there's an ingredient in it that is known that absolutely kills cats. So, and they're selling it right there on the shelves. And the thing that got me too was in the comments, all these different people. Well, I did this, killed all my cats at once. I did this, and, there's so much of that. And but the thing is that they rushed to the same thing, to the hospital, to the vet, and the vets are saying, oh, this is poison, and we know it, and we've been trying to get them to take this out, and they won't stop. And who's gonna sell this shit but the fucking corporation? So that place is they'll sell you poison and they don't give a fuck. It's just, I mean, they make money off selling you poison, and there's way more to all this stuff. I think there's a part of keeping you sad and distressed and stuff, which to me is like, well, that kitten got to feel what it felt to be loved, and not everything is here for a long period of time. It's just like that's the thing is when I went out to save that little baby bird, when that little baby crow came out of its nest, and the birds were all out there, freaking birds out there, fucking predator, and so I go in, I see all these people saving birds and stuff. So I'm trying to do this stuff, and the bird died, and I was so upset. It's like, I was asking, why, and they told me that it was like this, like we think of life as being like this long thing, like we need all this time, we need all this experience and stuff, but there can be an experience of just a quick experience to come in and get a quick feeling of love and a quick feeling of a quick thing. And so that bird had this quick thing. It was like a little jolt, and then me holding it and loving it was sending this energetic love into it, which there's some things that just pop off to have some little love rocket or something. So anyways, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And so you get to have this little give of love to this little thing. It's super fast. It's not, it's not like it's going wrong or being done wrong or something, or I could have saved him if I would have done this or that. Everything's supposed to play out. And we're supposed to start seeing, like, they're selling us straight ass poison on the shelves. And there's so many different, I mean, some of the dog chews are killing dogs. Like, there's all different things, And that's why I swear to God, I like to give them stuff that I eat. I don't like to give them, because they're out to kill pets because it makes us so sad. So they keep that tension in our society, and these people are so confirmation, so calculating over our misery. Keep us miserable. They figure it out, like, oh, let's do this, make them crazy. That's all they want us to do, is be crazy. And so they attack all these things, keep us disconnected from ourselves. But this is where we're about to see all these people are going to reconnect to themselves, and then they're going to be like, how was I so disconnected? And it's going to be like, you were following along, because a lot of people are following along on a lot of bullshit, man. A lot of bullshit. And so just being misled. Yesterday, though, when I heard that thing about the water turning, I went up and told my mom. I knew that, she would get the metaphysical, the changes and stuff like that, because she's just dead on the rapture and heaven and God and the separation and all these things, and this is real and all that. So when people are locked into that, you can't get them to see, something different, that this world is like. But I don't think that those are gnomes or anything in the garden anymore. I think it's the geese on the lake, and it's the sound is just traveling weird. I think that's the sound geese make at night. It's like it's weird. Oh yeah, and the other morning when we walked down, we went to the lake, and there was a bunch of geese. There's a bunch of geese down there every morning, but we went into the thing this time, and oh my God, the amount of geese poop, and there's piles, like, they look like Stella had been in there pooping. Like, geese fucking, man, they poop a lot. Jesus Christ. Giant fucking piles of poop everywhere. And it's so wacky too, because there's, no matter where you go out into nature to live, there's still people out there trying to make it be like a neighborhood. Like, there's people out here who take up all this stuff, put in all this grass, sit out there watering it like a bitch. It's like, this is so weird. Like, what? I don't know. I just think it's weird as shit, especially because the whole thing behind grass was the whole thing to get people to stop growing food in their yards and stuff. It was like this, like, if you want to be fancy, you want to be like an elite person, you want to be, the keeping up with the Joneses mentality or something, to put in grass. That's the cool thing. That's what the rich people do. That's what the people who You know, you don't want to be like trailer park. You want to be over here like their golf course yards or something. It's just all such bullshit. Especially when you start getting into like things about Roundup and shit, and start figuring out like they're telling you to run out there and spray all this shit and keep your yard nice and keep it with no. And then you got neighbors, get that dandelions out of here, and freaking the fuck out. People get pissed. Like if you live in a neighborhood and there's a yard that is full of dandelions. Oh my god, the fucking government bug going up my nose. Hold on. Oh god, it's like a tickle running down my nose. It's running up my nose, not going down. It's like god. Oh god, I'm sick of that fucking shit. I'm just sick of it. Oh god, bug. So my throat. Let's just make it rougher and rougher. Rough morning. So, I'm not going to let this set the tone of my day. I'm just going to pull myself up and out of this. So, now I'm all over the place too. Okay, so gut health. They're attacking our guts, keep people disconnected from themselves. And he was saying something too about, you know, like people have put it, instead of feeling like their gut's leading them, they feel it like it's anxiety. And so it just, everybody's tipped in the wrong direction. It's so much as like everybody's looking in the wrong direction, and they're going to suddenly do an about face in the water, the current changing and going the other direction, which when I told my mom, she just started laughing. She thought it was the most ridiculous thing she ever heard. And in the stuff that, you know, like Gore telling us the ice wall, or he didn't say the ice wall, the glaciers were going to melt because of the climate change. And that we need to, you know, like they can fly around in private airplanes. Like it even showed something about Bezos sweating in 28 private planes flew in for it and stuff. It's like, you guys can't ride share, like, but we need to all load up on buses and shit. Y'all go ahead and enjoy yourselves. It's like, fuck. It's just gonna continue as long as we allow them to make us their little fucking patsies, their aunt. Like, I see a whole bunch of different things, but yeah, we gotta raise our bar. We gotta change our thing, you know, that change our attitude. And a lot of the stuff is just like, I think it's kind of in our face to get us to be like, that's some bullshit. You know, we're supposed to save the climate. We're supposed to do it all, while you guys are just fucking out there just slamming it up the fucking ass all fucking day. Like, fuck off with this shit. So and that statue Bezos put in the middle of that town square too just shows the snub. Like, a statue of you on a toilet taking a shit. Like, who? Like, weirdo. So much weirdness in this world, and the young people have been growing up on this weird shit, like on that show and stuff. And you see, like, what these, and there's lots of people talking about like the grossness of the kissing and the extreme sex stuff and stuff on it now. It's like it's obscene, but it is like a cultural phenomena that there is it's like it's a bigot energy right now of in the people's, like, there's a lot of people invested in this show right now, and there's just a lot of things showing. Like, everything is showing. Everything is showing us stuff. And but the show has got nonstop, and this is the last week of the show, and it's got nonstop drama in it. So now they've got the girl they kicked off, but now there's during a scene there is screaming in the background, and so now people are like, is that her? She's getting kicked off right now. I don't know. But if they would come in, and she's screaming, whoever's screaming, and no, you can't do this. No, you can't do this. So, I don't know. I don't know. There's all the people are just holding their composure. Like, I don't know. Everything is an illusion. I swear to God, because we're lied about everything. So, but anyway, that show's almost over, and so it is curious to see. To me, like, I know Crystal said she put it on last night for a little while, but I think you got to start like at the beginning. If you just come in an episode, yeah, you're not going to know who any of the people are. They're going to be really irritating because it's an extreme. But when you see them go through the stuff, you know, I don't know, you don't get to know them personally, but there's more to the story, you know, than just trying to jump in and watch an episode. I think you would, but it's not like you're going to see something different than what you saw, really. But it's still, I don't know, you kind of have a certain amount of empathy for some of the characters or something. You have a certain, you know, like, oh, they're nice. So, and then it's hard to watch though them like humiliate themselves when they don't even know they're doing it. Like I can't imagine going. I mean, but we also have a really shallow world that it's like you're on TV, and you know, it would bypass like what you're doing on TV. Like you know, it's okay if you're just having, you know, well, some of them are having sex on TV. So, and the rest of them are trying to show how good they can be in bed. So, and I don't know. I was thinking about even the art of seduction. The seduction is not just slobbering all over somebody's face and grinding on them. Like, and these people, like, it's lost in our society. Like, that's the way. And just, it's so raw and dirty. Sex is so much a part of, like, they've taken it and just made it just nasty. And it's just like an indulgence. It's getting so fetishy and so just going in a certain direction. It's going to flip and go the other direction. And that's where a lot of people are going to feel a lot of humiliation. They're going to feel a lot of shame for their choices. And they don't have to go around and broadcast it. Like, you know, like every day I was on a new Tinder, you know, date or something, you know, and, you know, date that, you know, people don't have to go around and say, but they're going to feel their own shame. They're going to feel their own disgust with themselves. When the energy, when the light fully comes in, yeah, they're going to feel some feelings that are going to be very foreign to them. And it's going to be a part of their evolvement. Like, they have to evolve out of this particular state of being that they've allowed themselves to accumulate in. So, anyways, that whole show was about to be over. I think maybe Friday or Saturday it's over. And then, and so then the couple in America's already voted, which another thing too is it's not totally in real time. Somebody was saying, no, we're 2 days behind. There's edits and stuff, which makes sense because, yeah, it is totally edited. So we are a couple days behind. So some of the things are, well, it's not real time. So anyways, at the winners are going to get 100,000, and we've already voted for who the winner is. We voted the other day, and so the show already knows who the winner is, but they've got these other things that are going to happen. They're going to kick some people off tonight, make more drama, and then they're going to narrow it down, and then they'll be more drama or whatever. But they've already picked the winner, and so I'm curious to see who the winner is going to be. And every, well, I don't know. This is going to be the thing too, is to see, because there's so many people so invested in this one couple, and then there's so many invested in this other couple, and then there's with this one, it's like, what is really going on? Like, there is some weird stuff. Like, are they telling them certain things? Like, they're supposed to be cut off from the world, but they're telling them things. Is some of these producers and stuff, there's like a real lack of integrity with some people. And that's going to be another thing that's going to be really haunting to them, what they're willing to do for money, what they're willing to do for money. I guess it's just money, 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 money. And so it's the driving force behind our world and what people will do to get it. And people have just lowered and lowered their standard, and they've become so seduced by sexual interactions. And oh my God, hold on. Fuck, man. Oh my God, I swear to God, it's like I just got like a knife swallower, like just straight down through my throat. God damn, felt like it's sliced right here. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Man, there's fucking shenanigans all around us all the time. There's fucking energy that's just fucking trying to keep things the way they are. Because this is gonna fuck their fucking world up. It's, it's like a pouring salt on a leech or on a slug. Yeah, I think slug. Leeches, I think, are in the water. But maybe leech and slug is the same thing. I don't know. They look alike. But maybe a leech is more like what are those things called? An eel. Maybe they're little mini eels. I don't know. Maybe they're mini aliens. Like, anyways, all life forms are life forms. They are all living, depends on how their conscious state is, but it's all energy and existence to experience itself. I think there's something always on here because it always looks like there's something dark right here, which, look at that, there's like a darkness again right here. And it's, I don't know, it just is, it just lingers, waiting to erupt all the time. So this just lingers. Yesterday I was looking at my tooth when I was upstairs and I was like, oh, it's getting so dark in there again. So every time I'll feel like it's going to go one way or the other. It's going to either I start going better and going light again and keep healing, or it's going to go back the other way and just start rotting. And if it starts doing that, I'm just going to pull it out. Oh my God. Is that, what was that? Oh yeah, I think it was something on the Schumann resonance or something I saw, and they said it can be giving you tooth pain. I was like, yeah, because my it is not hurting like it was the other day, but it's definitely more sensitive again. So anyways, that's just where it is. It's like, did I already show my hair? I don't even remember. No, I showed my eye thing. So my hair. And oh, tomorrow I'll get them to order that B12. That's what I'm dying to see, what difference that makes. So when I add that on, we'll see if that starts really causing a lot more growth. But, yeah. But still, like those, I don't know, maybe those girls' hair grows super fast. Those girls that sit there, oh, look, all this growth is in, and this is like not, I mean, they had growth down to here. Like they had full on fucking bangs growing out. And they're like, oh, this is just in the third week. And they've got this fucking mass of hair. It's like, well, it's not working like that on me. And I'm fucking taking 2 of those juice and 4 biotin. So, but I know also like our systems are being attacked to disrupt all of the stuff and cause a lack of absorption of the things we need to absorb. So minerals and stuff, they're trying to block it from us. They don't want us to be healthy. They want us to be struggling, down, sad, beat down. Did I already say about what happened in Portland? The green gas that was sprayed on them? Because since I started 4 times, it's like, man, now I'm getting confused over what I've said and what I haven't said. So, but you know, they said they were gonna poison someplace, and so it's sad because these people are sick. And the girl I saw, she was like asking, what is this stuff that they sprayed? And then some of the stuff that people said, because before I had said about the agent, you know, that color. Well, if you don't know, it's orange. And then there's another gas that they've used at times of murder that is called something else. I can't think of it though. I can't see it clear because I'm out of it. And then somebody said, "Oh no, it's worse than that. It's which it's funny because you know I have this dioxide, and it all depends on the breakdown. And so this one is chlorine, and the other one. So this one they said was started with a C, I swear, but it was another dioxide of another compound, like a double dose or something. And then, but it's super, super bad, super toxic, and spraying. But this is also a gas, you know, because that's how I got blasted before, which is still, I don't have all that mucus in my lungs still after all this time. I've gotten some, I think maybe in my upper bronchial or in my esophagus a few times where I would like kind of coughed or cleared my throat and it kind of like was kind of snotty or something. But it's mostly super dry. Oh my God. I kind of liked it more when it was like more moist of a cough, where there was like more snot came because it kind of coated it or something. Now, especially when I'm start coughing and stuff, there's nothing that coats my throat, and my throat feels like it's like sliced and diced. So, anyways, okay. Utah's full of fucking weird sex perverts, and then they, you know, get all these girls to jump on board or something. Or, I don't know. There's lots of sex pervert girls too. Like, you can't just say it's just guys. There's just all sorts of sex perverts. But when you're taking kids and marrying them and stuff, like, give them a fucking break. God damn. You just set this whole world up. 14-year-old, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, 11-year-old brides. That one guy who tried to marry that 9-year-old and mom was there at the wedding. It's like, God, our world. Another, what's that? Because like, there's been so many horrible things that I've seen lately over the past week of what people have done to their own kids. Like, Jesus Christ. One guy, a 3 weeks old baby, shot it with a fucking bow and arrow. What? The other day, 3 different family annihilations for the man. Big families too. I think was one a Utah family with like 5 kids or something. It was 3 different ones uh, in like a 1 day or 24-hour period, and it was in different states, but total annihilation. And I think it was 2 of them for sure. The woman had filed for divorce and was leaving him. They said one of them that it seemed that she was in packing her bags when he went and got his and did the family in. Then and himself, they've all done themselves in too. And one, she had just filed for divorce a couple weeks ago. I can't remember the other one though. But people are losing their fucking minds. They have no substance to themselves. If something goes, they go with it. They can't handle life. It's like falling apart. It's like life is going to challenge you. But, you know, you're going to witness. And this is what it's all about, is witnessing yourself. And so, and there's things that you have to grow and heal from all of the things. So, and when these things happen, these people come in for it, even though, you know, we can't remember that or see it or whatever. But on that level, if you're going to go through looking at things through a spiritual lens, that you have to start wrapping your mind around, like, you came in for these things on purpose. There's nothing happening by surprise. There's nothing happening that's, you know, it's really out of your control. It's like your need to try and control things is why you feel out of control. But you come for this stuff. And it's not as serious as what we make it out to be, because the majority of people think this is real life. It's like, no, it's just stuff playing out. It's just the game board. That's all it is. And so we can get all caught up in it. We can fall apart, and there, tons of people are. This is the come to Jesus moments. This is where you're gonna realize, like, this isn't so fucking real, and this isn't so fucking serious. But it's, in this world, it's fucking tragic. And so there's a lot of super sad, bad things happening nonstop. But these are all these life things playing out because the fucking lessons are serious shit, man. There's serious fucking lessons going on here. And serious cleansing up and going full circle and turning things in new directions and stuff. And people have been caught up in life patterns that have been very destructive. We've come in and we've gone through a lot of experiences. And so this is a wrap up. This is like cleaning up all the stories. We got to pull the stories together. Like when you're watching a movie and it just falls flat at the end or something. Where you want different stories, especially like on a series. Like this is where people really get it, is like on a series. Like you're watching this series for years and years and years, and then they're having this series finale, and then people want a nice, clean wrap up. And people are real disappointed at times when they don't wrap it up, in a certain direction, or they don't have everybody's story. That, what happened with them, they just, it fucks with your people's heads or something. And so this is where we are in the wrap up. This is all these different stories wrapping up, and just because you hear it on the news doesn't mean it's a part of your story. Like, that's where they want to keep you trapped in this idea that anything can happen to you. No, nothing can happen to you that you didn't sign up to come in and do. Like, so, and in whatever level you want to look at that at. If you want to look at it as like we're all sitting there signing contracts together, whatever. I don't, it's, to me, it's more of a gentleman's handshake. It's like you just sign up, you just go in, and it's like an experience. Boom, 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 boom. Experience, experience, experience. And it's like, it's the same thing to me in the perspective of if you tried to take one dream of yours and make it real life. And it's like, you got a million dreams going, just like you got all these lives. It's an expression of self, of seeing yourself in this, this. And so it's not so drastic as people try and think it is. But in the storyline, when you're here and you have no idea what's going on in the world, then it seems like craziness. It's out of control. It's sad. It's tragic and stuff. But in the spiritual world, it's observed of how you handle shit. And it's nothing is serious because you just leave. It's like watching a movie and then thinking it's real life. And we do. I mean, we do get caught up in movies. We do cry when somebody dies in the movie, and it is weird when you see them go into another movie and play a different character and stuff. God, my stomach. So the I swear to God, it's just it's goddamn attacks on us all the goddamn time. It's like, fuck, I cannot fucking believe this shit. It's like, what? How long is this drag on? Like, how slow is this gonna go? For fuck's sake, man. The 14th, though, is Monday. I just hope to fucking God this is it. This is the collapse of the fucking money, because that's gonna be something. It's gonna create something. It's gonna change. So, and things are changing, and things are so fucking wacky. And one thing too is like when I go through, and hear some of these podcasters and stuff, there is so much division. It's just the blue people are so stupid, so ignorant, and then on the blue news, it's the red people are so evil and so stupid and so disgusting. And there's a woman who has gone all in on this fucking shit with these kids on social media, And she's 10 toes down, like she's standing. She's not fucking budging. And what's weird is apparently it seems like that she is as some other race, like she's not white. And but I don't know who this woman is. I just keep hearing people talk, and so she talk about it and show what she's saying online. And so, and it's rude, nasty, and she just keeps going and going and going. But what's weird is that she's also married to a preacher. So she's married to a pastor. I don't know where she lives, maybe Houston or something. And she is, it could be somewhere else. I don't know where the fuck she lives. I'm just guessing. I don't fucking know. Sometimes I get videos all mixed up. And so she made a whole thing about, so she went online and she started saying that this is an all-white church camp that was restrictive and all this stuff. So uh, she was saying things that weren't true because people went and looked and said, no, anybody can go here. It's just a Christian camp for girls. It doesn't matter what color you are. They're not restrictive. But this woman is pushing this narrative online, and then she started having people come at her, and she has even said that those little CUNTs deserved it. Like this is a preacher's wife, and she's married to a white preacher. That's really got people too. It's like, so you're married. This is like, I don't, I don't even. I mean, the world is just, it's lost its fucking mind, man. So yeah, uh, uh, there's so much hate out there being spread, but there definitely, if you listen to one news or the other, or podcast or whatever, it's just division, 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 just talking nonstop about the other people who don't agree with them, how stupid and evil they are. It's like, but do you realize, like, you are in the dark energy too? So you're complaining about them being in dark energy, but you're in dark energy because all your focus is on division and that they're wrong and the hate you have for these people. It's like, you got to come together with the love, baby. You got to start seeing, the pain inside people's eyes and stop being, so hateful. And it was just so much hate and so much fear and so much, and it's gonna blow. I mean, the water changing directions is showing. We're changing directions. They've already said, that the pole had shifted, so it's like the boat is turning, and whatever point that we turn, but when it turns, because we are still trying to go the other way, and it's going to be a flip. It's going to be like a boom. It's going to be like, whoa, what just happened? And that is going to be what's going to be very destabilizing to the people, because they're going to feel it and they're going to see things real different, and the world is going to look very different. And and it's going to be very unsettling for people. It's going to really, this is the time of the mirrors. This is where you're going to see these sides of yourself, because what is giving you the comfort, what's giving you the blanket in this world to feel like the way you look at things is okay, it's going to turn and go the other direction. And then you're going to feel naked and afraid. And so the come to Jesus moments where you drop to your knees and try and understand what the fuck is going on. And so there's going to be, that's coming. And that's the shift, the turning from the dark to light. And it's turning slowly right now. But people are still all caught up in the drama, but then they purposely have disconnected people so that the people are, following. They're disconnected from themselves is the only way I can explain it or see it or understand. I mean, I can see it and understand it on something that I don't know how to explain it. Like, I can explain it in this way that I say it, but but it is, it's like seeing the light for the first time. And yeah, it's like the lab. It's like the monkeys coming out of the lab or the dogs. Like there's all these videos of these different lab, and we're lab rats. So it's like when they put them out into the, when they take them out of the lab and they let them, they, there's groups that are going and saving animals, and then they take them and put them out in nature. And so they see grass in the sky and stuff for the first time. Oh my God, I saw one with chimpanzees the other day, and it was, they were seeing this, the sky and the grass for the first time. But the look on that fucking monkey's face, looking up at the sky, oh, it's gonna make me cry just seeing it in my head again. I was so, it was like amazement, astonishment of just this, like the world is, I don't know. It was just it was so much expression, so much just like, oh, that's what it's gonna be. But it's like, it's gonna be like the world is gonna all of a sudden open up, and but there's not gonna be, because a lot of them, they just get so excited, they start playing, they're running around in the grass playing, they're jumping around, they're just like so excited. It'll be that for a second, but then it's gonna be like they're gonna be hit so hard in an internal shame of choices that they've made, and it's gonna hit them hard. And that's, you know, a lot of people have made a lot of bad choices. And it's how it all has to do with what it is that they're here to go full circle in. So, I mean, like a guy who was just slept around, you know, told women that he loved them when he didn't, so he could get a piece of that, and like a lot of the shenanigans that gone on. Well, that's going to hit them hard and really deep, and so they're going to feel the pain of their what they've done, and because it's, you can't fuck with people like that, and people, it's just like a part of our society, you know. But this is really going to be a fuck around, find out, because people are going to find out the pain, because they're going to feel it. They're going to feel what they've been putting out is going to come back on them, and so they're going to feel it in a very deep, intense level. And it's, but it's you got to remember too, when you see all these people going through this really hard time, that it is it's like their wrap up. It's like it is a part of their journey, a part of their lessons, to get them to see things in all the different perspectives. So, you know, but there's going to be a lot, because there's a lot of people have been putting out a lot of dark energy, and what they've been putting out is going to come back on them. And it's going to come back in a lot of different ways too. So, um, it's like a very, very, like the spectrum of color. So, there's going to be a lot of people are going to feel a lot of, and not all of them will be so like that they've done a lot of shitty things to other people, but a lot of people have done shitty things to themselves too. So, oh no, it's going to be something to witness, that's for sure. But it's also going to be hard, just as hard as this is, watching all of this destruction as the world falls apart, as an empire dies, and as the people try and hold on to it. And it's like trying to hold on to Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like, this is not, no, we can change shit. Like, we can go in a new direction. And that's going to be the people who have that deep understanding are going to be the one that's going to be taking us in a new direction. But anyways, yeah, it's me that the water changing direction, and especially it's going to melt the ice walls or something, because it's going to create this heat. And I don't even understand what they're talking about with the salt. Like, I thought that there was ocean water, so I have no idea what the hell is, you know, the glaciers are or whatever. So they're going to start melting, breaking free. There's already one that's broke off and is headed to some places. Like, I don't even remember what they said. Like, you can go look up all the shit the scientists are saying. That, but also, there's this like monitor thing. Like, it's this old natural way that they could read what was going on, and to monitor earthquakes or volcanoes or something. And it's like, I think it's near Japan. I don't remember where it's at, but it's reading Japan, and it's like this. pond, kind of. It's not huge, but it's like this water in this thing, and it was going crazy. It was going crazy. Like somebody was like tipping it, and they said, well, when the water's doing that, that means there's about to be an earthquake in Japan. There can be one going right now. Like, it's so weird because here we are over here, and it can be so devastating over there. But there's a whole bunch of places that are having evacuations, and there's all, because it's not just Japan. It was another place I saw the other day where I don't remember if there was a flood coming and they were doing a bunch of evacuations. And it's somehow here they can't seem to manage evacuating people. In other countries, I guess they're being able to evacuate people. But here, it's just like, oh, well, it happened in 5 minutes. Like I saw a girl talking about a family that she knew. And so they moved from North Carolina or Alabama or someplace. They moved to Texas 6 months ago. And the 4th, they decided to go on a camp trip. So it was the son, the wife, and their kid, and then the grandparents, I think. So these 5 family members that all went, and they rented a cabin at a place at one of these lakes or rivers or whatever, but there was other people there too. And so they're all in there sleeping in their cabin. And the dad heard something or something, and he got up like 4 in the morning. And when he opened the door, he saw the water coming, and he heard people running and stuff. He went, and his phone had like 5 minutes prior had said you have to evacuate, the river's coming up. And it was like instantaneously the water came and hit and took their whole cabin. And when the water goes and does that, it doesn't just like some of the ones, because there was somebody who was in their house in North Carolina one and took their house and was just rushing their house, just slamming into things and stuff. But when it's slamming into things, it also can break apart. And you can get thrown out of it and stuff. And 4 in the morning is dark and you can't see shit. And so this person said that, so the cabin went, and they, I don't remember where they ended up getting found, this person. And it was the son. So all the rest of the family is still missing. They hadn't found him. And but he was found alive, and I don't think he was in the cabin. I think he got thrown out. So, or the cabin got busted up. But so his family is all still missing. There was a what was that one? Oh yeah, because it was a little girl. There was a little girl who she was camping with her family. So she wasn't at the camp with with all those kids. She was at one with her family, and the water came in at 4 in the morning, and they all went. So she traveled 20 miles. So she went 20 miles over 4 dams. So over, drop, over, drop, over 4 dams in a 20-mile distance. And I don't know if she's a kid, I don't know her age. She was found hanging on a tree, and this guy came out of his house in the morning, walked out on his porch or whatever, and he heard screaming. He looks across the river, and he sees a little girl hanging on a tree. And so he starts hollering back at her, and she's asking for somebody to help. She's been out there hollering for hours, and nobody's heard her. And she's hanging on this tree, and one branch has already gotten busted off the tree, and she's hanging on for dear life. This is going. And so she said too that she, through the battle of going, all this just going and going and going, she said she was like having a battle, like appliances too, like refrigerators were coming and hitting her, and she was just getting bashed by all this stuff. So she's like fighting all this stuff, trees, everything. So you're fighting all this stuff, going over dams, and then 20 miles, you finally get hooked on a tree. So he was trying to call 911, couldn't get through or something. He went outside, started walking, found a cop, and told him. So they started doing a rescue, and they sent a boat out and stuff. And so they got her, and she's alive, but she's all bruised up and battered. So I don't even know that much more about that one. So there's rescues going on and stuff, and but there's lots of people missing still. But it seems like there was a lot of people who went for the 4th to go camping down at the river, and then they just got a giant massacre. And then and the thing is too is like there's nature happening, but it's like they're doing other things, like they're opening dams or something. This isn't just all of a sudden the rain comes in and raises at 35 feet. You know, where somebody was even saying, because they're trying to say like, you know, the rain came in and raised it and stuff. But there was another storm that happened, I don't know, a few decades back or something, where it did rain and it raised it, but it rained like 36 inches or something in 1 hour, and it raised the water or something, but they said that's only raised at 12. This only was 12 inches in 1 hour, and they're saying it raised at 35 feet. There's no way. So I don't know. You'd have to go in and listen to all those, and you know, if that's where you want to go and put in your thing to try and make it, you know, like, well, what did they say this? They said that, but whatever. I believe that they are opening things to let water rush. I think that I think this has given me a different perspective on why they made dams. It's like they were made weapons, that they have weapons around to use on us. And they probably because they put them in, probably because they have done these resets. These resets have happened before, and they've been in natural resets too. So, you know, like other floods and stuff. But it's like they're trying to control them and then create this fear, because this isn't the end. This isn't the end. This is the end of this world, but it's not the end of the world. So it's a shift. And so, but it is a reset. It's like where the stage is being reset for a new experience. And so the other one's being cleared away. It's being cleared away in a really dramatic way because we all have lessons and stuff to complete our storylines, to end our karmic debt, to set things straight. So the so that's all playing out. And the God, I'm hungry. Okay, so let me see. Um, there's more stuff. Oh yeah, that. Oh my God. I just couldn't believe it yesterday after I finished recording and stuff. And so then that's when I started hearing what is going down with this list. I was like, I mean, I can't even believe the absurdity of this shit, for fuck's sake. So now all of a sudden, oh, there's no list. Mom, no, there's no list. Are you fucking kidding me? But then when they have Patel and Bongioni or whatever his name is coming out and saying it, because they're in the patriot community of disclosure and stuff. Like Cash is supposed to be on the people's side, say Bongioni too, and then it's like, okay, so you guys are coming out like, and Cash is supposed to be the head of the FBI or something, all right, and so he is saying, oh no, there's nothing. We've looked into it. There's nothing. Bonchi. Yeah, I don't know if this is to expose something. Um, you know, I mean, it's absurd. It's too ridiculous, and it's too absurd, and it's such nonsense, and it's so obvious, but it's just weird when certain people start jumping on board. And it's like, well, are they holding your family captive at gunpoint or something? Are you really a sellout that's being exposed? Are you really a part of the whole criminal enterprise and now you're being exposed? Because that's a big thing. Is like is exposing. This is bring you up on the stage and then show who you really are. And so there's a lot of that. So I don't know with these people. This is all stuff you just got to wait and see how it plays out. But yeah, that's because cash was supposed to be. I don't know. I don't know. It's just that this stuff is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. How much time and effort can you really give it? Like, and people are bent. They're real upset and just totally, and it's just too ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Of course, there's a motherfucking list. Of course, there's a motherfucking client list. Fuck. Oh, which, another thing too. Remember how I had said about the filter system, and they use it. And one thing I saw a vet saying, he said, you know why they keep all the vets down, depressed, and sick and injured? It's because they've already trained them, and they know if these people were on top of it, the government would have a problem because they've got an army that is prepared to take them on. So that's why they keep them in such a depleted state. This one guy in the comments said, yeah, every when it's like they had to create an off switch, so they had to use them, but there's also this siphoning through to find who's going here and who's going there. And so then when you have this group of people who could take you on, but you don't want them to, you don't want them to know their power and stuff, then you give them medical. Oh yeah, that too. Fuck, I can't even fucking believe this shit. Okay, so you have to keep them weak so that they don't take you on. So that the vets, they get their own medical, they get their own hospital, they get all this shit. Like, but it's not doing good for them because it's done on purpose. Which this is the other. One of these prime ministers or some, I don't know how their thing works. I know they have a prime minister, but I don't know, what all their different people are. But one of their people who's in their government has said that, well, we want to offer some of the states free medical, so we're going to offer it to California, Oregon, and Washington State. We're going to offer them free medical. They can start becoming a part of Canada's system. Okay, fuck. I was like, I left some comments on here because, for one thing, take your fucking medical and shove it up your fucking ass. It's you want us to just jump on board into your MAID system or something? Like, I listened to enough Canadians to know that you're fucking full of shit. And there's people who are sick and dying in your country, and they're just waiting. They're just waiting. Well, you'll push them into the MAID, but they're waiting for, some of them, like that one lady who, she was talking about, she had brain tumors, and she'd already had one removed or something, and grew back, and they weren't even going to get her into the doctor for a year. And they're free medical, yeah, fuck off. And then, because it's not going to give you, it's free. What do you give her free? Fuck. So you get to wait in a long line for everybody else who's waiting for something free is what you get to do. And then the other, on top of that, because in the comment, like I was like, so you want all the depressed people in Washington State, I guess, in the MAID. And but when I was reading the comments, I couldn't even believe it. All these people, oh, yay, oh, I'm on board, oh, I'm so excited, yay, I'm in, all this. Oh, I'm in Washington State, I'm so excited. I'm in, and I probably was, when I was in the Blue News, I was probably back there with them too, because they don't obviously hear about the MAID and all this shit, or I don't know, just flies overboard. Which Sharon and Ozzy are set up to go have to go die together in Sweden or something, Switzerland or something. They've already got it set up, and he just did his last tour, so people are talking about that. Which to me is like Jill bringing out Joe. It's like, what in the world are you trying to? Just throw some makeup on him, sit him in a wheelchair, and put him out on a set. It's like, I don't think he's in a wheelchair, but I'm pretty sure he was sitting. I don't know if he stood up very much. I don't know. I didn't watch them. I saw a clip. And it's like, like, let the guy have a fucking give him a fucking break. Jesus Christ. He's been in fucking brain problem for fucking how many, I swear to God, I think 30 years at this point. It's like, just keep him going. It's like Weekend at Bernie's, Weekend at Ozzy's. It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. So it's like, how, God, I just can't even fucking believe sometimes what people will do for money. I swear to God. So in the thing that all these people are all on board, they're so excited. They can't wait to get over to free medical in Canada. Dream come true. It's like, uh, you know what your dream come true is? Learn how to take care of yourself so you don't need the doctor. How about that? How about a little bit of that? Let's just shake shit up. Let's see if we can just not need a doctor. How would that work? It's working for me. Like, knock on wood. I don't want to be too smug about it, and get bit by a brown recluse or have my appendix bust open or something. But I think I'd just be like, well, just let me die. It's, yeah, I've got a Jehovah's Witness kind of concept or perspective about that. It's like, well, if that happens and it's time to go, it's time to go. Like, but then, because this is going on right now. It's this kid who had the busted appendix and stuff, and but always the perspective is like, well, he did get saved. Well, you can't be saved. I mean, I've agreed. Yeah, he did get saved. They saved him, but the thing is also is you can't be saved unless you're meant to be saved. And everything is about the learning experience. Everything is about something that you're here to learn. And it can be very hard to figure out. That's why you got guides to help you. Because they're out here looking in and they can give you some guidance. They can't just tell you everything. They can't give you all the information, but they can guide you along. They say, turn right, turn left. Don't forget your umbrella. So, anyways, but but how everybody just is so desperate for medical and doctors and all that stuff, and it's like, how many people who are so desperate for this interaction are really living a healthy lifestyle? Like, if you go and you start living a healthy lifestyle, really start taking care of yourself, you're not going to need a doctor. You're just not going to need one. They're going to try and keep you trapped in the system of needing one. And then the more you tune into your body and the more you listen to what it's telling you, the more that you will hear what it's saying early on so that you don't have big issues that come. And I there's certain things, like, I don't know, like, what you can do or how your appendix is talking to you or any of that stuff. Like, I don't know. Everything is about lessons and this journey and stuff. So how it's supposed to play out is how it's going to play out. And this mom who is a real homeopath, naturopath and stuff like that, and all the nature stuff, and kept away from any things, any interventions, and then, finding herself in the hospital, which they are drained the fluid out of this cyst thing that he has on his appendix, and now they are sending him home to heal so that they can have him come back in a month and then do another surgery. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Every storyline and every situation has got its own unique thing, and we can sit out from the outside and look in and try and figure it out, but it's way deeper. Like, whatever their lessons are and what they're here to experience, it's like we can only guess. So it's like, but there's things. There's more. It's more involved than how it's not surface. That's the thing. Everybody just looks at everything from the surface. I'm just like, no, there's deeper things going on. So, and I don't know. But again, going towards taking care of yourself and living a healthy lifestyle, it's very much, I mean, like, this woman's, her kids, this is the first thing that's ever even been an issue where they've had to have this medical intervention. And so, they've been doing real well with taking care of themselves. But, like I said, I don't know what all the things are in their situation. But but if you go towards taking care of yourself and just naturally, living a healthy lifestyle and taking care of yourself, eating right, sleeping right, which is fucking hard when somebody wakes you up all the time. That that in certain, there's just certain parameters that you need to kind of abide by to stay healthy. And so when you try and figure out what those are for you and where you are at your best, then you won't be needing their interventions. That's why they want to keep you sick and beat down. And that's why I bet you at the VA hospital, I bet you they've got those people on so many medicines that are got their system so disrupted. I mean, and they obviously don't care about the vets. I mean, they've got so many of them living in the streets and stuff like that. But oh yeah, back on the siphoning thing. So I had talked about the system, the filter system, and it starts in school with the testing. So they want to get everybody in school. Get your kids in school. We'll arrest you if you don't. Then they get them in there so that they can start weeding through them because they're always looking for something. They're looking for the ones they want to get rid of, and then they're looking for the ones they want to use and control. And so they have this system that they are looking, and then the military is a whole other one because the certain training and stuff they have to go through, and then they can find who will do this and who will do that, like the guys who are going in and assaulting through touch or things, boy to girl. Then they will be like, I mean, you got girls showing up dead off of these from these what do they call those places where they live, the Airway Heights bases. So you got girls showing up dead all over the place in these bases and stuff, who are also in the military. So they're not safe, obviously. They're not being protected. And they are being assaulted and killed and stuff like that. So then, but the people who do that, bet your ass they're moving into high positions. They're not facing, but that is the two different departments of our whole entire system, not just the military, because we got light and dark, and the dark has always been outnumbering the light. The dark has always been in control for a long time, and the light's been trying and trying and trying. But that's why more light came in, because it's switching, and so the dark has been the majority for a long time, and so the people who were in the military who were of the light were, being, I mean, some of them made it up to general, but I think, when they start having things come back on them, like they're moving through, they've been like, oh, this is okay. Well, I don't like this, but oh, we'll go with it. To move themselves up until they get to here, but then all of a sudden they get here and it's like, oh, wait a minute. So all this, because it did turn some, and they did start becoming a divided nation. We are a divided nation, divided in the military nation. So they became separate, and that's where they started forming an alliance where the light started coming together, and that's where they came up with this plan to get somebody in who could change things and stuff, because they had to take the corporation down from the inside. And so that's Donald's role, because he's a businessman, and so he came in to take it down from the inside, because he knows how to do shit like that. And they were stuck. They were all these different people, because there's been people like that one lady who said, we've been in this battle since fucking JFK. She's been involved in this shit too. So they've been trying to take down the war machine for a long time. And so the industrial complex of the war machine, it's all this thing, and that they make money off of killing us all the time. And it's all a battle to resources. It's all a big show, because the people, they cause us to battle, but they're not really in a battle. They're just in it's like there was so much taken in me in people who had power, because there was so much dark. What are you going to do? There's no, you got no choice. So they had a lot of control. But their control was being, uh, the one group had decided to come and create this thing that's happening, and but the other people, they had other plans. They had plans to turn us into like their little robots and stuff, mind control us and keep us sick, and they're out to create their own little droid army of slaves. And so, anyways, but in this filter system, I keep going off on this. So in this filter system, I said the universities is a big place of it. And so, and that I think has to do with like the Skumba and all these hidden societies. They draw in certain guys, like certain guys that are, I don't know if they come from certain family lines, some of them, and some of them it just shows like, like the cheaters in life, the ones that are the smug, like don't have no compassion, no empathy. They're just self-involved, self-indulgent. So those people, they get a little invite to these little parties to go into secret societies. So they go in, they draw those people in because they can power, because a mindless machine that doesn't care about people are a lot easier. So they get these people to be their puppets, kind of. So they look for a certain group, the certain personality types, and so they pull them in. And in college, there's lots of shenanigans, and so this one was Bill. So when Bill was in college, he had a little situation where there was a girl involved, where he did something to her where he was going to get in trouble. But in comes the government to rescue him. And so he didn't have to suffer any consequences, but he had to become a puppet. In their first job, well, it could have been not just the first, but he was involved in something that's really weird. And it was, I can't remember what the committee was talking about. Something bad, though. It was, I don't remember what it was, but it was something bad. I'd have to find the video if someone wants to see it. It was some kind of thing. And so there was a committee, and they all said, yep, let's do it. And it was going to be really harmful to people. And so they were all like, let's do it. And there was one guy who said no. He voted nay when they all voted yay. And so he said no. And so they can't have that. So Bill ends up, this kid, because this is when he was a kid, he drives this guy. He's the chauffeur to drive this guy to a place that he never came back from. He never returned. He disappeared. So, and then, yeah, just like take the responsibility for your first crime. Don't get more involved in more of their crimes. They're going to just suck you in. And then you're going to be strung out on drugs and alcohol, so you don't have to face yourself. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And you're going to get, once you've bitten onto the beast or something, it's just, you start feeding off of it and suckling off of it. Because then that guy just continued being a womanizing creep. Married to a voodoo princess. Weirdo too, like, fuck. So anyways, but yeah, to me that was like total confirmation, because I know that they are looking for certain people in certain areas of our world, and then when you stand out, they grab you on to use you to do more immoral things. So it's best to take responsibility for yourself with the first thing you do. Yeah, prisons, all of it. Yeah, all of it, like they want access to use people for their lack of compassion, their sex drive, whatever. So anyways, just become a puppet. So Bill, obviously, he just became one of theirs. But when it started all the way back and how it started and stuff, I was like, fuck, I knew they were doing that shit. Like, he's just some, I don't know, was he some just wonkadonk from some fucking little town somewhere in some little podunk place or something? And then he goes in there doing his deed, and then, oh, look, we got this one. And they pull him out, and I don't know. Did he have a deeper connection before he went in and they already knew who he was? So I don't know, but they do watch us from, the get. Once you have entered into the system, they've got all eyes on you. And then it's like, I don't know, it's like teachers and principals and stuff. Like, they share information. Like, you have a record that follows you. And so I don't know. I don't think that some of these people realize what really happens. Like, when you were handing this person over and saying this person is this way, that they don't realize like what they're really doing. Because yeah, I don't know. Because yeah, I could see. He's even a guy, who's got trouble at school, fighting with the teachers, fighting with the principal. His name's on a board now. Maybe he's being sent to they send him over to mental, and they've got control of your mind. Who are all these kids out, going into movie theaters and shit like that with these things? Kids that are in the mental illness system. And then they try and be, well, they were crazy. You made them fucking crazy, bitches. So they use the people who like are unstable, and then but they also they have like a guy who is fuckery, like he fucks school. I fucking hate teachers. Fucks, have trouble at home. He's got a lot of issues. Doesn't go to school or something. They have what are those? Like an informant kind of. Like they have seedy people in the world to enter into the orbit of this person to control. So, maybe it's the ones that they can't control, and they put them in prisons and try and get control of them. But there's lots of people who are in prison who don't belong in prison. So, I don't know, but they do, because that is even over at the Spawn Ranch. Like the family. But the guy who owned the place had a relationship with the AIC, but turn it around. He had a relationship with that, so they were using them and testing on them, and that's what created all of that drama. And then they had to find a scapegoat, which an easy scapegoat. Charlie had a rough life. He had been in jail most of his life, and he was born to a prostitute mom. He was tiny. He was a little tiny guy, so he got picked on all the time. And then his mom was a prostitute, and he would have to. I think it was that he would have to hide in the cabinet when his mom would bring home guys. He would have to, so he would have to watch and see the whole thing. So he was like traumatized from the time he was little, and then started committing little crimes and stuff, getting put in jail, and another one and another one and another one. So he had spent half of his life in jail or something. And then, so when he got out that last time, he was, I don't know how old he was, but he started hanging out with like the Beach Boys. He started hanging out with these people who were like famous and stuff. He wanted to be a musician. He wanted to and I think he wrote a lot of poems or songs or something. And so he wanted to be a musician. Like he wanted to go in a different direction. And and all these people thought, because he went out, with the hippie lifestyle, like all these young kids going against the society and what was going on with the war and everything. And then they started being like, fuck this world and stuff, and started just going out and living in, you know, doing drugs and having a good time or whatever. And so, and they all started thinking he was real cool. Like he was like their messiah or something. Like they all just worshipped him. But he was a lot more old. I mean, like this guy spent so much time in jail. Like he was like had some experience. Like he had some life, and he was deep, like in how he thought of things and stuff. Like with him writing his poem, like he had a depth to him. And then, but he was, I don't know, he was weird or something. I don't know, because there was one of these Beach Boy guys liked him and hung out with him. And I think there was some other people, like he had some kind of connections. But then somebody was hanging out on the Spawn Ranch, but the Spawn Ranch was also a movie set. Used it in movies, like the Westerns and stuff. And but it wasn't, they weren't making so many Westerns. When I was a kid, they made tons of Westerns. And this was a set for Westerns, but then it wasn't being used so much anymore. And so all these kids and hippies and stuff were hanging out there. And he became like, he was a super cool guy. But he had a different direction he wanted to go. But then the C, with the I and the A, came over and decided, what a perfect thing. We'll test out some stuff on these people. And so they started doing a lot of drug testing. They were doing a lot of hallucinogenics and stuff, but they were also, it's something about it's like getting your mind to be where they can control it, so that you're hearing voices. And so there's like they're doing something to pull your mind into like a different realm or something that they are entering to control your mind. And then when you don't realize like what's going on, you think that this is really happening. And so they got all these people under this weird mind control. And so once that went down, and no telling what they were doing, if they had that skull to whatever communication, if they were telling these people, go start this war, because they were on this thing about this black and white war, which what is the government, or the people, the powers that be want to keep us in this division. And so he started going off on that. But this is all stuff that they were doing with these drugs. But anyways, once they had done this big slaughter happen, that's when they had to find a scapegoat. And so there's so much more shenanigans and stuff that they do that is so fucking shady. But they're always looking for scapegoats. They're always looking for somebody to take the fall for them. And there's people out there, who go and get these jobs, and they go down for things that they didn't do, but they just were hanging out with the wrong people. And one thing too is, I was thinking about this yesterday, is how many people go to work at these corporations, and then people get sick and all sorts of things happen. But how you have to go to work and you have to sign all these papers. They always got a stack of fucking papers. You're gonna go and you gotta sign this, you gotta sign this, you gotta sign this to start this job. And I was like, I wonder how many of those papers are in there that you are agreeing to be tested on. I bet you it is in there. And so people sign their name on these things, and then they go in and they go to work, and then there's stuff coming through the vents, there's stuff in their water, there's stuff in, there's something around that they're being tested, because they have to figure out like what things will work and what things won't work. And so I think some of these people are don't know that they are agreeing to be tested on. But that's, and they drowned us in paperwork. It's absurd. like the amount of things of these things of that they're always trying to get us to sign. But that's the end of the corporation thing too, because this signing thing, it has something to do too with um, the big, when your thing is all in capitals, that's how the corporation reads you. And so there's, if you see anything with the capitals, there's a thing now, because the capitals are supposed to be going. And so when they write your name in all capital, that is something about the corporation. And, but that is supposed to be going. So, and I don't remember what I'd heard about that, if you were supposed to, I don't ignore the things with the capital, or just be aware. And, you know, if you get something from capital letters, that, and because the corporation's supposed to be being, supposedly is already taken down. Supposedly all of the loans had already voided out, but people keep paying them. And but we'll see what happens on Monday. You know, if this is really going to be the finally the collapse of the shit. And then the 21st too. So, but that is Monday, which they said if the banks will collapse on a weekend, and then Monday it will be, we'll find out that everything. But they also, you know, they'll go to extremes to keep the money under their control, because they'll take down buildings, kill lots of people. So so we're at risk nonstop until it switches. Then and a lot of this stuff to me is so much about just showing us things, like to get us to think, to get us to see. But we're under attack. We're still being, and they've got all sorts of shenanigans to do, open dams and drown people and shit. And but what was I gonna say? I don't know. I've been talking long enough, and I still feel out of it. Even though I've been talking, I still feel like, oh my God, I just need to go sleep. I need to come back into my body. So, God, there's a lot of horrible smells. Man, that is weird. It smells like something dead. I don't know. There's probably dead things out there for sure. But okay, I think I finished. I don't know if I mean, I think you get what I'm saying though. But anyways, if somebody wants to see that one video, it was interesting. I can't remember what it was, but I know that these people are all in agreement all the time to fuck us over, because they don't give a shit. And anybody like this who is in there and says, no, we're not doing that. We're not gonna, I vote no. That they're just like, oh, well, how about a little concrete blocks on your feet? How about a little drive with a bill? It's like, God, this world is so gangster. So creepy. So Sodom and Gomorrah. So, yeah, you got to pull yourself out of it. Pull yourself free. Let go of you got to see. And so many people are so lost. They do not recognize the dark at all. I mean, when you got these fucking people sitting there talking about God, and he's our one and only savior, but fuck the rest of those people. They're a bunch of fucking morons. Like, I hate them. It's like, okay. It's like, God, even the people who say they worship God are fucking haters. It's like, this world is so full of fucking hate. And you gotta see, you gotta recognize where the hate's coming from. It's not coming from the light. If you got hate in your heart, it's not coming from the light. No matter you want to align yourself and say it's why you hate is for a good reason. Okay, well, hate is still of the dark, so you got to shed it, as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, you can sit there and be like, well, how are you supposed to not hate them? How are you supposed to not hate this? I don't know. It's like everybody's got to come into that on their own. And the way I look at it is like, you just got to pull back and connect into your spiritual side of understanding in this place, and let go. Find yourself in observation and just be able to just witness what's happening, and don't get so caught up in it to where it pulls you into things like hate and, saying kids are cunts and deserve what they get and shit. Like, yeah, like, it's just, we need more love. We need way more love here, way more about the love and way less hate. But, as long as everybody's carrying so much hate and using it as a weapon, but the universe is gonna, but that's why it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. Things are gonna get more dramatic. Things are gonna get crazier and crazier until the people realize what they're holding on to and who's driving the fucking car. So anyways, but that's the plug in and the light coming in. So we'll see. It's got to be getting close. I mean, if the ocean current is really changing directions, the poles are shifting, all of this stuff that they call our physical world is turning the other direction. Well, we're coming behind it. We're not. That is the thing, is we don't have any choice. You don't have a choice. You want to continue, you have to make the turn. You have to turn the other direction. You have to turn from dark to light. You have to recognize what you hold on to that's dark and focus on the light. And the light is all about love. It's all about appreciation. It's about acceptance. It's about coming together with people who you think you hate, and getting to know them in a different way, learning to love, learning to let things go, learning things aren't so serious. And it's not worth, keeping yourself trapped in hate, that's for sure. And forgiveness is a big part of moving on and moving forward. So do what you can to find forgiveness in your heart, to make room for the love, and get rid of the dark. Because who has time to hate? It's like it takes a lot of energy to hate and to talk about hate, and how much you hate people all the time. So focus on the love and remember, like when you're looking in people's eyes, remember the pain. People are suffering. They're not all monsters. They're not all out to get you. They're not all hate, That's why there's going to be a lot of shame when they realize the hate that they've been carrying. So anyways, we're getting closer and closer. So you just get prepared. And the way to prepare is learning how to love yourself. Learn how to love everybody, because it matters. And once you can do that, you can have the day you want to have. Focus on the love, baby. Focus on the love. And we'll talk about it again tomorrow. As long as we can. As long as I can get myself up and poke this thing. And I'm just rambling crazy town. Hopefully, maybe I'll eventually be able to fully wake up. I don't know. Try and go back to sleep and see how I wake up later. But I just feel like I don't know for how long, I'm just dragging ass, man. So, just feeling out of it. So, anyways, I'm sure that you guys are feeling out of it too. So, we're all in this together. Just remember, learn how to love everybody, learn how to love everybody, learn how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and learn how to have the day you want to have, and then we're going in the right direction. So, we'll talk about it again tomorrow. So, talk to you later. Bye.